and a privilege.
Up real close.
I count it an extreme honor and a privilege to be afforded this platform.
Get it closer.
And before I start, I would like, if everybody would, please, can we just take a moment of silence for the 16 veterans and service members that paid the ultimate sacrifice in this crazy war that Donald Trump started, and also for Renee Good and Alex Preddy, who were martyrs in this fight. If we can, just a moment of silence before I start, please. Thank you. Donald Trump has got us into a war that nobody asked for. As a veteran of the United States Army, he started this war, and I think I done heard him say several times that we've won this war. We've won, and yet they still sending troops to the Middle East to a war that he claims that we've won. Yeah, I think so. But I think 90% of every word that flows out of that hole in his face is a lie. I think everybody can agree to that. I often advise my younger relatives that approach me and express their desire to join the military. I don't advise that. I don't think right now that would be a wise choice to make. Under the current administration and at this current time, I don't think that would be wise for anybody. As proud as I am of my country, and I was proud to serve in the military, but I wouldn't advise anybody to make that move right now. Many times I replay the day that I watched Vladimir Putin set foot in Alaska on American soil. Yeah, and I reminisce that day many times over and over in my mind. And I remember Donald Trump jumping up and down and clapping like a little puppy dog whose master just returning home from work after being gone all day. That's what he reminded me of. And then I remember our proud soldiers and service members being ordered to get down on their hands and knees and roll out the red carpet for a war criminal. I often just wonder what I would have done in that situation. I think I would have rather had a dishonorable discharge than to get out on my hands and knees and roll out the red carpet. Even realizing that a dishonorable discharge could ruin your life, anything other than an honorable discharge from the United States military could pretty much wreck your life. I played a thought in my mind of if I'd have been on the tarmac with a live weapon in my holster, I believe I would have put a live round in Vladimir Putin's brain. And even at the extent of thought of dying instantly, which would have probably happened. But I think about this. I've been at every No Kings protest since they started. This is the third one. I've been at all three. Nobody's going to remember me for these speeches that I make, but had I put a bullet in Vladimir Putin's brain, I would have went down in the history books, and I would have been remembered for all time. But no one will remember for me for these speeches. Perhaps my grandchildren will say, well, my granddad was a part of those movements. Donald Trump's.
You're nonviolent.
Oh, yeah, that's what you think. Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. Donald Trump is his best friend. Even now, as he fights, well, he don't fight. He sent us to fight, and our children, our grandchildren to fight. Even his grandfather, who migrated to the United States because he was dodging a draft. That's why he came here. That's why he's here. Donald Trump dodged the draft 5 times, whether you know it or not, because he's a coward. He comes from a family of cowards. But I digress. Perhaps when Vladimir Putin set foot on American soil in Alaska that day last year, if Donald Trump would have screamed 2 words, seize him, perhaps he would have got the accolades he so won. Perhaps he would have won a Nobel Prize instead of having people give him one that he don't deserve. Instead of having people, his staff and his administration make up fake prizes to give to him. You know, perhaps he could create his own honor, seize him. If he would have taken Vladimir Putin captive like he did the leader of Venezuela, perhaps he would have went down in history as being the hero he so wants to be, so desperately want to be, you know, and he can earn his own nobility. But he doesn't have that much sense. In Donald Trump's first term, the Washington Post recorded him. It's telling 30,573 lies. I think he's told that many in just the first year and 3 months, a little over 3 months. But again, I digress. Am I getting in trouble?
Yes. we want to make time.
Okay, all right.
Being here.
Okay. When we did the John Lewis rally, and we marched from New Hope Missionary Baptist Church to Dr. Martin Luther King Park, and I was giving my remarks, someone came up and took the mic from me that day.
Wasn't me.
It was her. And after the thing was over and the guy that came up and took the mic from me, he said that he didn't take the mic. He took the mic because local news was recording the event, and I called Donald Trump out of his name. And that's the reason he came and took the mic from me. Well, Donald Trump, every time he gets in front of the camera, he calls people out of their name. I witnessed him call a female reporter Miss Piggy. He refers to our beautiful Somalian brothers and sisters as trash. He celebrated Robert Mueller's death, who is a Bronze Star recipient, a Purple Heart recipient. He refers to the people that dies in wars as suckers and losers. So I'm something like a baseball umpire who calls a ball and a strike. And I think I can rely on my First Amendment right to call an idiot an idiot. And with that, I say thank you.
Thank you so much.